Habs win 4-3 in regulation over the Avalanche. And we'll have the postgame show right now. Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. So Montreal played a really good game. Full 60-minute game. It was just a solid effort by them to hold off the Avalanche long enough for a 4-3 victory. Yoel Armia with the winning goal. Cole Caulfield had a goal. Slavkovsky had a power play goal. It was a good night for Montreal overall, and they just never gave up in this game. Very similar game to Edmonton in that they stayed with Edmonton and Colorado, very similar numbers, stats, and all that. So very similar team, and Montreal just stayed with them again, and this time didn't have to go to overtime, and we bested them 4-3. Let's see. I will show you the stats. I got the stats and the 3 stars of the game. So we'll see who's here. If you are here now, there's one person here. So I guess I was talking to myself for a bit there. Let's see who's here. Guru. Well, okay, Guru's back. It says only one person though, and all good names are gone. You said Habs 4-3 Habs. You won. Yeah. Did you get a goal scorer of the game? It's not just the score of the game. First goal scorer also of the game, not just first Habs goal scorer. So unless you had that guy who was Ross Colton, and I can tell you nobody had that. So great that you got the score. You need both. Let's see. Guru says, not bad at all. Sticking with Edmonton and Colorado in the last couple of games. They seem to put effort in playing the top tier teams most of the season. They do. They play better against the better teams in general. And they sometimes play down to the lousier teams. Hey, Roger. Yeah, it was a great game. It was fun to watch. It was exciting. You didn't know who was going to win till the very end. And it was just a good effort by Montreal. And I'm glad to see Jake Allen get the win. Even though, according to a few people in the chat in the game, Allen, he's garbage and he's shit and he can't stop a beach ball. But I don't know, he did pretty good. All good names are gone. As I said, no, because you need, first of all, to put that guess in my preview this afternoon, and you also have to have the first goal scorer of the game to go with it. So, sorry, not an easy thing to win. If it's just who wins the game, like what's the score, that's not as hard. I make it difficult, man. You really gotta be lucky to win. Hey, Randy N. They sure did. Oh, you meant to say Colton? Oh, well then. Yeah, but you didn't say Colton, so no, you didn't win. If I had $1 for every time that was tried, I'd probably have $5 or $10 by now. Allen was good tonight. It wasn't perfect, but he was good, and he was good when he needed to be. And that's what counts. So, if you are here, please talk to me. Please say hi, ask a question. What do you think of the game? Any comments on the game? Now's the time. We're here for another 25 minutes. I don't know who we is because I'm here alone. Oh, my dog, me and my dog. We're here for another 25 minutes. And, yeah. Give me a couple minutes and I'll show you all the stats from the game. Well, Drouin's having a solid season for Colorado, and I don't disagree, but tell me what's the difference between Drouin here in Montreal and Drouin in Colorado? He seems more involved in all that, but I mean, as far as numbers go, I don't know. He did that here too. So is he having a good? He's having a good season. Season's not over yet. Let's see if he finishes it. And, everyone sort of praising him and how good the season is. But, I mean, his numbers are about his usual numbers. A little over 0.5 points per game. That's what he's got. He just happens to be on a 17 points in 16 game streak, which is great. But, I temper that with it's only halfway through the season. More pressure in Montreal. Well, then that means, in my opinion, he should have better numbers for people to say, oh, he's great. He's doing what he produced those kind of numbers here. So what's so much better? Got 9 goals. He's scoring more goals there. Okay. That's fair. He does seem more engaged overall, but I haven't seen him play. It's the only time I've really seen him play. Other than highlights, but quite frankly, everyone looks great in their highlights. That's all. And it's not a knock on Drouin. I'm happy for him. He seems happy, even if he doesn't do better. He's happier. That's what's more important. But I'm not going to gush all over this guy for how great he's playing when it's not that different than when he was here. And I do think he had a season with 10 goals here, 8 or 10 goals. I mean, so he's still there. Let him get past that. Because we all know with Drouin, literally tomorrow he could be I'm out for the rest of the season. It happened before. 3 years in a row for various reasons. But he won't do it this year because he's playing for a contract. Nobody else want to talk to me? Did I piss everybody off on my Drouin take? But it's not really giving credit when credit is due. You're gushing all over the guy for doing what he's done his whole career. Okay, so give him, then do like I'm saying. Well, that's the way he plays. That's credit where credit is due. I don't see anything any more spectacular than he did here. Now, give it at the end of the season, he's still playing that way and he's put up point. That's a different story. But right now, I don't know. That's how I see it. He was playing for a contract last year and it didn't seem to help him. So what's the difference? He's not in Montreal. Okay, but still, so where are the improved numbers over his best here in Montreal? And who's to say he had a good year with his first full season here in Montreal? He had a good year, good numbers. He could do that over there, and they re-sign him, and then what are we going to get? We don't know still. So I'm sorry. I'm not sold on him yet. Eric, as we were saying before, they seem to like to play down to the bad teams and up to the good teams. So, and they've been doing that for years. Do I say he's a star if he gets 20 goals? Why? Do all 20 goal scorers, are they stars? I don't think that's the case. I'll say he's having a better season goal scoring. What are his totals? If they're more than he normally gets, I'll concede, but they're not so far. His goal scoring's a little better. A little bit. But again, we're not at the end of the season. I think it's just he's happier. He's playing and he's enjoying probably playing a lot better. That's great. I'm not happy for him. But no. Sorry. I'm tough. I guess. How about Armia since coming back from Laval? He's been playing well in some games, and I mean he seems more focused. He seems more of the Yoel Armia from like 3 or 4 years ago than he has been. Getting some very timely goals. He's playing like a veteran. I mean, yeah. So got to say Armia is a little bit better, but again, I don't think the numbers are not better than he has produced before. He's right around there though, but no assists, right? It's all goals, I think. Definitely more noticeable than before. Definitely he's improved from before he went down the both times, then to after he got called back up the second time. He's definitely improved, without a doubt. Which ex-Habs am I happy for now that they are playing somewhere else currently? Of all the players who've left recently, you know who actually? Romanov. I think he's playing first pair over there on the island. He's playing well. Like I think Romanov. I mean, I'm happy for Armia. I definitely don't hate him. He frustrates the hell out of you, but I don't hate him. How about all those even strength goals from Caulfield? Caulfield, I mean, listen, his numbers are not great for what you were expecting, although on the assists is better. Good to see him get a goal and a nice one too. But every time he scores, we go, okay, now he's going to get kick-started, and he doesn't really. So, hey, Scorchy, how's it going? No, they did. They won in regulation. They do get some regulation wins, not as many as I would like to see. But you know what? I don't care if they're getting wins in regulation or overtime. Even if they're losing in the overtime or whatever, they're getting a point out of it. It's great for them to learn in their education on how to lock down games. You got to start getting there. So, oh yeah, I still got to do preview, post game. I'm getting there. Let's get to it. Let's waste no more time and we get to it. All righty. Excuse me. It's 4-3. That was the final score in regulation. Montreal over the Avalanche. Scoring was opened in the first period by Ross Colton, his 10th goal on the power play at 4:28 of the first from Drouin and Makar. Slavkovsky, just under 3 minutes later, would get his 5th, also on the power play. And I don't know, is that Slav's first power play goal? I'm not sure. From Suzuki and Caulfield on that one. That would be it. It would be 1-1 after one. Second period came around, and just a minute in, Cale Makar gets his 10th from Girard and McKinnon. So it makes it 2-1. Let's see, what do we wait? 15 minutes later, Harvey Pinard gets a was it Harvey Pinard's goal that was kind of controversial? Like I say controversial, right? He tapped it in. I don't know. No, that was Slaff's goal I'm thinking of. Harvey Pinard gets his first of the season from Evans and Gallagher. And that would be it. 2-2 after 2. Third period comes around. 1:52 into the third. Caulfield gets his 13th on the power play from Suzuki and Matheson. And we got a 3-2 game. 8 minutes later, Devon Taves gets his 7th. And I think they said his first goal against Montreal. And that's from Rantanen and Makar. And it's tied at 3. And then, what was that now? 6 minutes later, a little over 6 minutes later, Armia gets his 7th goal. No assists, but 7 goals from Monahan and Savard to put them up 4-3. And with 4 minutes and 10 seconds later left, they close it out. And it stays that way. So really nice. Shots on goal, 35 for the Avs, 34 for Montreal. We killed them on the faceoff. 61.4% for Montreal, 38.6% for them. Power play, Montreal 2 for 2. They were 1 for 4. Hits. That was not an overly physical game when you think about it. 11 hits for them, 8 for us. Not that bad, It's not overly physical for sure. 25 block shots for Montreal, 8 for them. So that was probably a big key in the win, right? 25 block shots. That helps. Montreal had 10 giveaways. They had 9, and we had 9 takeaways, and they had 6. So when you look at the stats, it seemed like they were outplaying us, but look at the stats, and I say, well, I don't know. I think Montreal held their own, if not gave better in the long run, right? So first meeting of the season, that was tonight, and then they meet again March 26th in Colorado to close it out. 3 stars. And I don't agree with these. I think Caulfield, for 1 goal, 1 assist, should get the first star. Suzuki probably should get the third, but they got Suzuki getting the first star, 2 assists. Probably more for his overall play too. That I'm not accounting for. Armia gets the 2nd star for his goal, game-winning goal, and Caulfield 1 goal, 1 assist, 3rd star. Nice. And that's it. I got nothing else there. So this was a good game for Montreal, and coming off of 3 losses in a row, they weren't, 3 losses in a row. You're not necessarily due. Like if you're at 6 or 7 losses in a row, but hey, maybe they were due and they got a really nice win here. So after kind of 2 not very good games against Philadelphia and San Jose, then they played a really good one against Edmonton, still lost in overtime, and then played a really good one against Colorado and didn't lose. So really nice. Eric, I don't know if there was any point in this game where I thought, no, they don't have a chance. I thought if they work and play a 60-minute game like they did against Edmonton, they're going to stay in this game, and they did. Eric, that's a good point, though. Killing that 2-man advantage was pretty big. So the penalty killers, they had 4 Colorado had 4 power plays. Penalty killers came up big here, only giving up 1. They have a good power play, Colorado, 25% coming in here to this game. Allen deserves a star. I don't know. I think when you give up 3 goals, you might not get a star in a game, even though he played really well. I thought he was really good. And you consider of the 3, I don't know if any of them were really his fault. He was one of them. He didn't even see the shot. Then the third one, I thought he was screened, or it went off of one of our players and deflected a little bit. I'm not going to blame him on that. So, no, he was good tonight. Did he deserve a star? Not necessarily. If it was 2 goals or less, maybe then. But I think once you give up 3, yeah, I can see you might not get a star. But if they give away 4, he'd probably get that one. But it was just a good game for them all night, and it's good to see that. that they can have a good game like that against a good team and close it out. Because that's a lesson that these young guys, the young players on the team have to learn. They got to learn how to close out games. I think there's no doubt about that in anybody's mind, right? I think that's also one of those final lessons that they learn, right? As they get closer to the playoffs, that's one of the final lessons is how to close out the games. Once they start doing that, then they can be a consistent winning team. Imagine a McKinnon on our team. Sure. Do we have one right now? No. Is it possible we're going to develop one in the next couple of years and that he's actually here now and coming on? To some extent, yeah. Could we draft one in the next little while? Sure. Although every year from now on is going to be less likely as we get better and our draft picks become middle of the pack and to end of the round. So hopefully they take advantage this year and make another good pick in the first round, because I liked last year's pick. It caught me by surprise, yes, but overall I like that pick. But now they got to get an offensive weapon if they finish in the bottom 10 especially. So hopefully they'll do that. And no, Kent Hughes is not trading away the first-round picks, no matter what people said he said in his press conference, because he didn't say that. He just said that he would use some of their picks. They've got a lot of them coming up, and he would use their picks if the right deal came up. But I never got that he meant first-round picks, because I don't think he's going to do that. Unless they acquire a bunch, then they could use one. But people were all over him on Twitter for that. That was before I had heard it. And then I heard the press conference, and I don't know where they got that from. I think sometimes people listen to that, and the kind of people who are going to be very critical or haters, you want to call them haters, they're going to hear what they want to hear in that, instead of hearing what he actually said. We're running out of steam here. We got about 7 minutes left. So anything you want to know or ask or say or comment on, now's your chance. I know there's not a ton of people in here, but if you're here, let me know what you think. I'll remind you a couple things. What was a couple things? New podcast, Pucking Around podcast. They just recorded while I was doing this all night. So there's a new one coming out tomorrow. Wednesday, there'll be the new Hab Normals coming out. And what else I got? Friday night at 9 on our new channel. We have a second channel now. And that is this here. Don't Puck with Media. Link is in the description of this video. If you head over there, subscribe, hit the notification, you'll get notified when the stream is going to start. I think it's just going to be me. I'm going to do a question and answer style for anybody there. Yeah, sort of like a subscriber drive in a way. I'm trying to encourage people to subscribe and trying to give content at the same time. So it'll be the first live stream of that channel's history since it just started only like a couple weeks ago. So, yeah. And, yeah, I don't know what else I got to say. So say stuff to me, and I'll answer you back. How does that work? That works for me. Where was I? We won against the Habs, who beat the Maple Leafs last week. And that just means the Maple Leafs are even that much worse. Finally starting to hear from Maple Leaf apologists, I want to say, starting to say, like, yeah, they're not contenders this year. No, they're not. And we know that they're not contenders this year, in my opinion, anyway. So it's good to see that and read people saying that. And I think Sheldon Keefe's going to get fired soon, which was a prediction of mine going into the season. Sheldon Keefe won't make the end of the season. Yeah, it looks like that's going to happen. David, I think the complication is more of this. Either we're getting that pick this year or next year, or is it 25 or 2026, depending on where they finish. And there's a lot of things involved in that. I don't know all the details, and I honestly can't answer that question. Surprise, surprise, J-Fed. Like, that's a shocker. Leafs are in a panic mode. Yeah, they should be too. Yeah, anyway, I think we're going to get that pick next year, not this one coming up. It all depends on, but aren't they playing? They're playing better, aren't they? So I don't know. Very complicated deal. Let's see. Yeah, well, we're winding down another few minutes, especially if people aren't talking to me. I can go longer, but nobody really. Not nobody, but I don't know. You got to give me questions that keep me here. If you do that, I'll stay. I'll stay past this one. If they finish over 10th, like 10th from the bottom, so if they finish out of the bottom 10, then we pick this year. If they finish in the bottom 10, they give it to us next year. That's so basically, I guess, bottom 10 protected, kind of, right? This year, the best we get. But next year, if they don't give it to us this year, next year doesn't matter where it finishes. We get that pick. Top 10 protected this year. I don't know about next year, though. Because they can't protect it and just keep going into eternity if they suck for the next 10 years. Excuse me. Well, I guess a couple minutes left. Nobody else? I got nothing else to say. I've been talking hockey all day. I'm kind of talking hockey out unless you ask me questions. I can't do 24 hours a day of hockey. After a while, I'm done. And I've been at this since this morning, so. All right, then. Don't forget about the live stream on Friday on the new channel. I'll be back on Wednesday we got back-to-back games Wednesday. They go on a small road trip. I don't know if it's beyond this week. Well, I can tell you, actually. I know. Yeah, 3-game road trip. New Jersey and Ottawa Wednesday and Thursday, and then Boston on Saturday. So it's a busy week as far as games. There's 4 games this week. This was the first one. So I'll be back Wednesday and Thursday for those, and also Saturday. Yeah, check out my Arbor Jackeye poem video. It is out there, and that's all I got to say. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I appreciate that you guys came back. And, yeah, we'll see you soon. Have a great night. What else am I going to say? I don't think I have anything else to add. So till next time, stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. And that's it. Have a good night. Keep your stick on the ice. Go Habs, go. Ciao, everybody. I'm a little tired.